Stupid piece of... Oh, hey! I didn't see you there. Welcome back to the layout. I am Go Home. Uh, this week, we jump from the frying pan onto the fire, talking about what I'm doing with all this cork that I have left over from when I, kind of had to destroy part of my layout in order to make it a little bit better. But that and more coming up. Stay tuned. So starting from one side, we see I've already got some of the white risers that match up with the pink foam here, the first level. I've already got those in and glued, and you'll see as it comes along here, I had to take it up right to about here with both. I managed to fix this curve a little bit here so it's a little bit smoother, and then coming along here, we see that I've also tore up all the cork that was going right around, obviously, and then I went back and I've already laid all this out here. I have to pick up another one of these. It's a whatchamacallit. I can't remember the name of the switch. It's too late at night. But yeah, basically it's there we go. So it's gonna go a little something like that there. So I've got the main, and it's going to go up and around. Then it comes over here to a number 4 as well with a ground throw. And this is going to be an entrance to the yard, and it's also going to go around with the other 3 tracks here. And I've got the cork going, and it stops there for 2 of them. But I've got the one right around, and then it starts back up. I've managed to cut some pieces and fix up a few. Hopefully that's enough to finish. Just kidding, I still have all that there to go through, and I got a couple of pieces over here, and basically it's just a matter of taking, like, some big pieces that are hanging off of it, and then chopping the ends so they're perfectly square. Well, I guess it's not perfect, but it's going to be covered with ballast anyway, so I don't care. And that's what I did for here, and for some of the other side. I had a couple of fresh pieces laying around, so I have them down like right at the back there. You can tell because it probably looks the cleanest. And I'm excited because it's almost track laying time. I've got a couple of pieces here that I'm just, kind of measuring up, seeing how it's going to go. And really excited to continue on with that. Hopefully get some trains running again, because that would be great. I had a very small taste of it, and I am still hungry. So I would like to get some trains running, get some boxcars on the go. I've got a new train that I got in the mail last week, and I've got another one coming this week, so can't wait to show those off and run them. And also we're gonna talk about a few other things, like how I made these curves. So there's a couple of different ways that you can make curves. When I talked to Dave about the radius, he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I don't want to go too big because then it's just going to cut out the middle section here. So I think I'm going to stick with the 24-inch radius, because cars, locos, they'll all work on a 24-inch radius. So I had a piece of wood like this. It's very small, lightweight, and I cut it, I think at about 36 inches in length. But I drilled a hole, you'll see right here. Drill the hole, it's about the circumference, of a pen. See how the pen just fits in there? And then from the center of that hole, which I measured out first, I've got 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 inches. And you notice that there's a hole there and a hole there. It's because I drilled a nail, or it's not a nail, a screw, basically with just one of these, and drilled it in there, and then it came out the bottom. And then what I would do is I'd line it up basically where I need it to be, and then the screw would be down in the foam, and then I just turn it like this, and then you'll see the pin just making its line, and that's how I make my curves. Usually with two hands though, and you know, better pen. This one doesn't really, I don't even think it works really. Oh, it does. Oh, neat. New pen. Anyways, but yeah, so I did that all the way around, measured I think 2.5 inches from the back edge, so I can kind of put some backdrop, something like that from there. And then I did the 2-inch track centers on the straight, and then I think I've got 2.5 or 3 inches between the center on the curves, and then I have it lined up with tracks going into the station. As for other plans, like future plans, in regards to this area, I'm thinking of making it a tunnel starting about here. I'm gonna have it up, and I'm gonna have a city scene here as well, but that's all gonna be tunnel, and the tunnel is gonna end maybe about like here. So it's gonna go in, because I've got no switches down this way in the back area. It's gonna be all yard up here, but I want to have like a kind of a city scene up here, maybe tall building, a couple of those, kind of like how I'm gonna have over here, only instead of it being level with the trains going by, I'm just gonna make another scene up here, maybe a road, maybe a bridge coming across, you know, for the trains, or not the trains, but cars and whatnot. It's not in stone, but it's something that I'm thinking about doing, so I think that'd be kind of cool. Let me know what you think. And then plus with a tunnel being right there, it's kind of cool. You have tunnel, station, tunnel, kind of whatever, and then yada yada yada. You can tell I'm good at explaining things, but it's like, you know, 1 in the morning, I'm tired. So that's what I've got for that. Let me know what you think. And hopefully you like my idea about, you know, using just a piece of wood. It's one way. I find it's a lot cheaper than, there's these things that you can get. It's the size that of like between your tracks, so it sits right in here like this, right? And it's a big long flat piece, and they have curves to them, right? So when you sit it in here, you slide it along and it curves the track for you, and depending on the radius of that piece, that's what it makes it, and you just put it in place. I find that a little bit more difficult, plus it's expensive just to buy one. I'm not sure how much they are, but last time I seen them, they were pretty pricey. And then you have to buy a whole bunch just to, you know, do different radiuses. So I was like, no way. So I opted out for the pencil and rod kind of way. I know that a few people have very similar ways of doing things, and it's cool too. I've tried a number of different ones. I just find that this one works best for me. So I just want to go over something real quick with you guys. This was an idea strictly by Dave, Dave A88. His link will be in the description. I know he had done this with a bunch of his switches, but I don't know exactly how he did it, so I'm kind of just replicating it. He might do it this way. I don't know. I haven't seen him do it personally, but basically what you have here, because these are just the Atlas switches, and I want to make sure that I don't lose power in here right? Because the only thing that would be powering these would be basically the switch, whether it's, you know, going straight and then it goes through here, right? And I want to make sure that there's no dropouts when going over this, right? So what I've been doing is I'm running a piece of wire like this. So basically from the outside, which maybe I need a better pointer. There we go. I've been running it from here, outside, just to the inside. Right, so one rail to the other. And I'll kind of show you this. You do it with both. You do it with the outside to the inside one, and then you do it from the outside here to the inside here. Right, that way the power continues. And when I flip it over, as you can see, all I did was I cut out a little piece of plastic from each one, here and here and here and here. I put a little solder on each one, and then I took a piece of wire, like so. I think I used 22 gauge, but I don't think it really matters. I de-plasticed it. I don't know, I took, you know, the coating off of it, and then I attached the wire from there to there, and then I attached another one from there to there. And basically that way when the power's running through, you won't have any power dropouts here, and it should be running a lot smoother for you. But basically I'm just doing that on all these switches here, because this is going to be a main section at the back of my layout. And I just want to make sure that the power runs smoothly through that. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to do one real quickly for you here. Sorry if you hear background chatter, I'm doing this during the day. Kiddo's running around, so he might come in and start asking me 50 million questions, so be prepared for that. Where am I going here? Okay, so let's do this one here. Can we see that? Yeah, we can. So I'm going to go, and I just use my clippers, being careful not to cut the actual rail, but just the in-between tie. Okay, and then the second one. Also, another thing, I make sure that they're not parallel, as in they're not going right across one section here, because if I'm removing the in-between ties, I just don't want the whole switch to fall apart. So I kind of do them a little offset from each other. But you also want to make sure that it's not the moving part. It's just above the moving part of the switch. And it's actually quite easy. When I first thought about it, I'm like, oh, that seems a little difficult. And then, you know, watching Dave's stuff, it really helps. And then you just go back and you watch it 50 times if you don't get it the first time. And then, yeah, you go from there. So you can see I took a fair amount. You know, it's just enough to go from one track to another. And if you can't stand the smell of burning plastic, then you're definitely not going to like this, because any residue left from the plastic from snipping, it's definitely going to melt a little bit. So it's not totally ideal, but it's really the only way to do this, I find. It does smell. Ugh. And then I like to go in there, I like to add a bit of solder. There we go, just so it has something to sit on. There we go. And the cool thing about this is that because it's on the underside of the track, just like when I'm adding my feeders, you're not going to see it after. So, so there you go. So you see how I've added the solder in there, and then I just go in with the wire. Actually, I'll do this one first. It's honestly like just a little quick job that doesn't take too much effort. And it stuck to the rail. Look at that. And, well, would you look at that? It's an inside joke. Oh, here comes kiddo. So there you go, and then I just snip it, and then I do the same thing for the other one. So now essentially what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to do this on all your switches just to make sure that you've got great coverage of power going throughout. Sorry if my finger's in the way.
Okay.
Landon?
Yeah.
Huh? What are you eating? Oh, okay. I have no idea what he said. Okay. And there you go. Voila. There's another one done. Only like 60, 70 more of these to go. I guess I should have done this right from the beginning. But that's why I'm doing this again. Well, not the whole thing, but I don't have switches throughout the whole thing. It's just, you know, the importance of this area here. It's kind of important. So going forward, I'm definitely going to do it. But yeah, so there you have it. Adding extra power to your switches just to make sure you got perfect coverage through the whole thing. It's it works. It definitely works. Thanks, Dave. Cutting back to the layout, this is about a week later. Took a bit of time off of doing it because I don't know, it gets very tedious sometimes and you're like, oh, I have to do this some more. But I got through it. You'll notice that I got all the cork down right from there, which is where I started taking it up from. And I reran the cork all the way down to the back there. You know, we'll take a look at that. And the cat, of course, because it's not a training video if your cat doesn't randomly show up. Scott, I'm talking about you. And, well, obviously, this cat as well, right? Yeah. So, we'll take a look here. I had the risers. Then I used some of the same, I guess it's like a cement or concrete kind of mixture. Comes in a giant tub. You can see the tub right there. I used it along the edge here, behind the trains. So I put a thick layer down, and this is under the cork. This was before I added this piece of cork here. And basically I put it on there. I probably had to put a second layer of it just to kind of build it up a bit more. Kind of going around the hinge here. I'm going to make the hinges, you know, accessible. I don't know why. I just don't want to cover them up and, you know, make them all gross with this stuff. Also, there's a slit here. This is where it stops. So I'll be able to take this piece off. It slides off and then disconnect it. And that switch is going to go up that way with a ground throw. And then I finally picked this up the other day. It's sad. I had to wait like a week and a half. It seems like a little bit more just to be able to buy a switch. A $30 switch. Well, I guess that's what it takes when you're doing this all by yourself. So I went out, I got one, and I'm able to do the little ground throw. This is a Pico switch, by the way. I know in the other part of this video I was talking about not being able to remember which switch it was. It's a Pico. As if you guys didn't know that. I'm sure you guys were already yelling at me about it. And then I've got this number 4 here as well. So I've got this main track here. Comes down, goes right around under the cat when she's not sitting there, and then all the way around. And then the 2 tracks that come in, one from the upper and one from the lower, they come in this way. You have the option to go up here to the yard, and this is like a runaround track here, but this one cuts right through the center of the yard. It's going to go up that way. And then you've got, you know, rolling stock on this side. I've already dug out the hole here and put that in. So that's all level. None of this is tacked down yet. Then continuing off this way, I just need one piece to finish this off for the runaround track, and then those three, they connect and they go down. Also taking a look, you'll notice I've got just a piece of wood temporary there and there. Kiddo learned how to use the latch, and he was getting into the layout, and he was picking at my foam and playing with other things that, you know, he shouldn't be touching. It's all about the child proofing, right? He does have a tendency to get into things. You can see here he totally stabbed the crap out of this foam. He likes to peck at it for some reason. I'm sure his heart is in the right place, but yeah, have to avoid that. So looking at here, this is the entrance to what will be a ladder, a double ladder, I'm assuming, is what I'll be doing there. And then yeah, so then the track continues around. By the way, this is already all powered, the three mains there, and then they come down using, and literally I didn't have to go out and buy anything. This is all like track from before that I had. I still have, like, I don't know if you can even see it, but there's a pile of track right there that's still left over, and there's switches. But even with the cork, I recycled all the cork, except for a couple of new pieces that I had laying around that I had put back there, like I mentioned earlier. But other than that, yeah, I just used all the same stuff. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Easy peasy, right? Well, that took a while. Would have been easier, non-cheaper, to just go out and get some new stuff, but waste not, want not, right? And a bunch of other sayings that are probably irrelevant to this. But I had a train running around. I had that one running around, pulling all the cars. I had them on the lower one. I can do loops again, which is great. I just parked it up here for now so that I can do some more work. I'm going to have to obviously take a vacuum to this. I'm going to have to come in and fill in some of these holes, and probably going to want to wire this up again and then work out switching. I have to go get some more number 4s. I have to go through the number 4s that I already have, and then just see what else I can do from there, because basically that's all done. I can run trains along here again. My next step would be working my way up this way, and then I'm going to meet up with this track here as I follow this O&R train with a little bit of everything, caboose. And yeah, so the track, and I can't really see it because I'm messy, just a little bit, so it's going to come up through here. I've already got it kind of cut out where the risers go, but yeah, it's going to go into there, and then I got to continue this along here, do this. I don't know if I showed you guys this yet, but I have like the entire river kind of area cut out now, all through there, which is great. And then I've been working on figuring out, like, I got Dave to print me off some, basically they're just templates for switches, so I know how many to get of what and where to put them. So I just cut them out, and like I lay them down, and then I just line them up and, you know, see what works, and then I'll know what to buy, because I'm not too sure about the configuration here yet. Other than that, I still have quite a bit to do. Maybe at some point I'm going to paint that, because that's the only backdrop piece that is not painted and has not been painted, and I haven't even thought of painting it, because I'm just like, I did all this other stuff and now I'm doing the cool stuff. So, like, you know, The hell backdrop. Whatever. I'm over that. But hopefully we're gonna see some trains going here soon, and that would be fun. So because I'm shooting this piece by piece and editing it later, I can easily, just like this, throw in basically a mail call. I actually got a package. For those of you who follow Containerman68, aka Roy Hardwick, basically he had put out a video where he was shipping some presents off to some of the fellow YouTubers. I was one of those lucky recipients. My package arrived, but the one thing he said was wait until Christmas to do so, to open it, basically. It is Christmas. Right now it's December 25th. Well, technically it's the 26th. I just got home from work. It's like just after midnight. So this is legit. So I had already opened up the physical box because I saw one of the other guys, they had opened their box and it was just individually wrapped presents inside. So it is open, but when I look inside, there's two presents, right? Bada bing, bada boom, and it says they're from Santa. So I guess we're gonna start calling him Santa now, because Santa Container Man. That's what we're gonna call you for. By the way, I think this is super generous of you to go out and do this. And it looks like you colored me a picture as well. Actually, several. I like your artistic skill. It's new age. It's very out there. I like it. I think you did a couple for me. Who knows? This art will be worth money someday. So again, thank you. I'm just gonna put the box in there. So there's these two here. So I'm gonna open them up for you here now. You did a pretty good wrapping job. It's almost like you don't want to like ruin it because, I'm like this. I was always like this. I was never one of those kids who go, right? I was just, I'm always like, okay, so I'm gonna lift the little corner, and okay, it looks like HO scale rolling stock. Oh, I want one of these. Well, now I have one of these. I wanted one of these, and now I have one, thanks to Roy. Let me get this paper off here. It's a Bachmann CN cylindrical grain hopper. Very neat. I wanted the, what do they call them? Lifesavers? I call it the Lifesavers scheme. That's really nice. I want one of these. Well, it's got nice metal wheels and metal couplers. Bachmann put out quite a few of these, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, they're magnetically operated, easy mate couplers. That's sweet. Thank you. This is awesome. Even if I just got this, awesome. So, thank you, Roy. That's cool. There's another one. Go via or go home, right? That's cool. This one's huge. Looks like Walther's Proto. But what is it Proto of? Whoa, that's sharp. That's real sharp looking. what is it? Amtrak. Where's the description? 60-foot Gunderson Express boxcar, Amtrak Silver, number 71033. Completely silver. That thing's nice. See, I have nice stuff, but this is like super nice. So, you know, to have something like this, especially with that kind of detail to it, it just looks awesome. Wow. I'm excited. I can't wait to put these on the track and run them around. And that's what he requested. He said, you know, Chris, I just want to see them run around the track, doing loops, you know, stuff like that. I hope to do that soon. As you saw in my video, this video, earlier in the video, because I'm going to put this at the end of the video. Basically, I can do loops now. I got my main done, one of the mains anyways. So yeah, I'll be able to run some trains soon for you, and you know, hopefully do some op sessions, of course. I think the next thing I'm going to work on is the yard, to be honest with you, so I can store my cars in the yard instead of all over the place. Most of my stuff's still in boxes, but this is really cool. If you don't already subscribe to Container Man 68, go and do so. I'll put a link in my description. Go check them out. And yeah, it's really cool. I wasn't expecting this at all. Wow, you know what I mean? Like, that's really cool of them. I can't even express it. It just, you know, Christmas is already cool enough with, you know, giving gifts to people. That's what, you know, that's what the, well, togetherness and all that stuff, you know. But, no, it's really cool. So, again, Roy, thank you. Thank you so much. When's your birthday? I gotta do something for you besides run some trains. But you know, thanks again, man. Really cool of you. And yeah, let's wrap up the end of this year. That was my last mail call. So again, I can't say it enough. Thank you, Roy. Container Man 68. Down in the description, click the link, hit subscribe. Thank you. Hey everybody. Well, 2016 is coming to a close. So I just thought I'd take a bit of time now to kind of wrap things up for the year. Reflect a little bit on 2016 and everything that we've been through. You know, started off the year, you know, on a solid, making a module to do photos and reviews on. That turned out really well. Had to move, so I took apart my old layout, which was kind of a bummer because, I mean, I got a lot of compliments on, you know, the setup of it or the track work, stuff like that. But from that to what I have now, I'm pretty stoked because now I can actually run trains in more than just a, you know, 4x8 kind of style loop. After moving, which was at the beginning of the year there, we welcomed our second baby boy into the world, which definitely exciting. And, you know, all the friends that I've made this year, all you guys who I've met at train shows, you know, just randomly. It was funny. I was at work, one of my other jobs, and a young guy came up to me and he asked me if I was go via or go home, and you know, it was nice to be able to meet people who actually take the time to, you know, watch these videos and who take something away from it. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, then I definitely wouldn't be doing this. So thank you. So also on top of that, the contest that we did for Sparky to help him out because of the flood that he had. I'm glad he was able to get through it, and we were all there for him. Thanks again to everybody who contributed, whether it was directly to him or towards a contest that I had put on to help raise money to, help him out. It was great to see all of us banding together to help out a friend in need. I wouldn't have it any other way. So thanks again to everybody who contributed. Also, meeting a lot of you at the train shows, Peter and Sparky. I know I'm gonna forget names, so I'm sorry. You know that I know that we've met, so it's just been a long year, going through so much in 1 year. It's crazy. I've been doing these videos now for about 1.5 years, I think. Maybe about a year. Yeah, just about a year. A little over. Sorry, I'm going on again. And I'm already at 260 describers. They're describing how they watch me. No, there's 260 subscribers so far. It's crazy. I didn't even think anybody would want to watch this, but apparently you do, and thank you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the comments. Just showing up, hitting like. It's refreshing, I guess, to know that somebody actually likes what you do and they go out of their way to, let you know. I've seen a lot of great videos this year from you guys as well. I'm a big fan as well of you guys, so I'm always watching, always keeping up with everybody's layouts and all your purchases, and wondering how you feel about different products that have been released, with your different reviews and whatnot. All the creative little projects that you guys have been working on, all the custom work. It's crazy. It blows my mind. I wish I had more time that I can just, try different things, work on the things that you guys work on. I barely get enough time to work on my layout though, so it's kind of a balancing act, but I'm not very good at it. But yeah, I guess with the year coming to an end, I guess we have a lot to look forward to next year. Hopefully no floods. No floods, Sparky. No floods. Other than that, lots of reviews, lots of great product coming out next year. I'm really excited. Most of which is going to be Rapido. I don't know what everyone else is planning, but Rapido is kind of on the top of the game right now. They got the bus coming out. RDC is just dropped, so I know a lot of the American ones are in stores now. I won't see a Via Rail until January, like late January, so it's tough, but what can you do? But just in time for March, definitely going to have the F40, the new $10 bill edition. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Bowser with the second run of the SD40s. Really want one of those Ontario Northland. The newer paint scheme. And I think Athearn releasing the new paint scheme for the Go Transit. I've got mine on pre-order. I don't know about you guys, but get to it. I don't know how many they're planning on making, but I know as soon as they all go, for some reason they hit eBay at 2-3 times the worth, like 2-3 times the cost of what they would sell it for in stores. So still it's hard to find ones, right? But yeah, lots planned for next year. And now that I'm editing videos and whatnot, making the content a little beefier, if you will, getting rid of all the and then just giving you the good stuff. Yeah, sure, why not? taking a bit more time to edit the videos as well, so that'll be fun. I'm in works of a club right now. Me and Dave sat down and we talked about it. We didn't really sit down, we just text a lot. He might have been sitting though when I texted him. I know I was. Out of excitement, I had to sit. So we were in talks about starting a club, and we've got a bunch of guys on board. But you're going to hear more about that in the new year. I just want to finalize things and make sure that we're all on the same page. And most of those guys are you guys watching, so you already know who you are. And me, I'm thrilled. If you guys want to, let people know on your end, then that's cool with me. I just don't want to get too deep into it right now because there's a lot to talk about. So we'll save that for the new year. So I can just stay tuned for, Other than that, with Christmas and New Year's, I want to wish you guys all the best. To you and your families, Merry Christmas.